What's up, guys? It's KB. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Click the bell icon down below so you don't miss a single video from us. And thanks for tuning in to another video from Underground Sports Philadelphia. Now let's get into it.
Philadelphia, baby, you're going to love it. Best sports fans in the world. Actually, the worst, but that's what makes them the best.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode number 793 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, presented by the city of Vineland. It's your boy KB coming at you solo dolo to get your week started off on the right foot, get it started off on the left foot, and headed down the road to victory as we prepare for Monday Night Football against the Green Bay Packers. I've got a nice little Monday Night Football preview for you. We will go around the NFL as the Eagles had Sunday off, so we got to sit back, relax, and watch all of the happenings around the National Football League. We will also talk about the 76ers and their home back-to-back split in the Classic Editions. I got my Tyrese Maxey t-shirt. I was at the first game of the back-to-back, and I'll talk about all the happenings and just the nostalgia that was seeing those Classic Edition uniforms once again. We will also talk about a new certified dog in Trendon Watford. The Philadelphia Union know their postseason opponent for the Eastern Conference semifinals. They know when they will be playing that opponent. We'll dive into that. There's some Flyers Twitter drama that's circulating around the timeline that I certainly just do not understand, especially for a team that's above 500, winning games, playing fun hockey. I just don't get it. We'll dive into just the goofiness of it. I was at Philadelphia Wings Media Day, so I'll give you guys a little peek behind the curtain there and give you a little update because we're going to have some interviews on this show that we are simulcasting alongside the Outside the Box podcast with myself and Deej and Hoots. So I'll give you a little update on when you'll be hearing those interviews on this here program. And the Philadelphia Water, we're talking every goddamn team pretty much. The Philadelphia Water Dogs have a GM. We'll talk about that. And apparently MLB officials are telling Bryce Harper the way that he talked to Rob Manfred is how you end up in a ditch. So there's that story. We're talking every team on this episode. Locked and loaded, full-blown extravaganza episode. So sit tight, buckle up, and make sure you're following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. We're on every social platform. It really helps the show continue to grow when you guys follow us, interact with us. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. We're on every platform. Facebook. Follow us. Please, I'm begging. Please follow us on the socials. You can follow me on Twitter at KBIZZL311. Instagram, Threads, KBIZZLE11. Subscribe to the pod. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. It means the world, and it helps this show so much when you guys subscribe on Apple and Spotify. So please, please, please keep subscribing on Apple. Keep subscribing on Spotify. Leave those 5-star reviews. Just search Underground Sports Philadelphia in your podcast app of choice. And, of course, guys, subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel, youtube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. That is where you get full video episodes of this show twice a week, full video episodes of every show on our network, clips, shorts, live streams, original video content. It's all on our YouTube channel. As of right now in the recording, we are sitting at 1,132 subscribers. We have started posting shorts damn near daily, if not multiple times a day, and it's really started to help the growth. But we want you long-form listeners to subscribe. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the subscribe button. It's free to subscribe. Leave a like on the video, drop a comment in the comment section, and click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. Can we get to 1,200 subscribers before Thanksgiving? I know that's a tall task, but we'll see. Maybe that's possible. But please keep subscribing to the YouTube channel. And guys, as you all know, this show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland. And this upcoming weekend, the Garden State Comic Fest is coming to the new Vineland Convention Center Saturday, November 15th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, November 16th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Meet Melissa Joan Hart, yes, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, plus fan favorite stars like Dan Parent, the legendary Archie's comic artist and writer, Kevin Clash, the voice of Elmo, Splinter, and Baby Sinclair, and Keith Williams, the iconic comic book inker from Marvel and more. Comics, cosplay, collectibles, and over 6,000 fans. For all the details, visit gscfvineland.com. Again, the Garden State Comic Fest is coming to the all-new Vineland Convention Center, Saturday, November 15th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, November 16th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Visit gscfvineland.com for all the details. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast.
Hello, I'm Mayor Anthony Fanucci. Vineland, New Jersey offers both a great business location and an outstanding quality of life. But don't just take my word for it, the experts agree. We're proud to be recognized as a premier food processing and logistics hub, one of New Jersey's most affordable and desirable cities, and one of the best places to retire in the country. Visit vinelandcity.org and see how our resources can work for you. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
Ladies and gents, how we living, how we doing? We've got Monday Night Football for the first time, and I believe the only time this season as of now, as our Philadelphia Eagles will head to Lambeau Field. They're already there to take on the Green Bay Packers coming off their bye. It feels like it's been 84 years since the Eagles have played a football game, being that it was nearly 2 weeks ago. I'm excited for this game. I think this is a great litmus test coming out of the bye for this football team. And I just genuinely hope Nick Sirianni is the most petty human alive and runs the tush-push the first play from the line of scrimmage against this Packers team, because we all know the offseason drama that was the tush-push vote stemmed from the Green Bay Packers front office. And I just genuinely hope that we see Nick Sirianni go absolutely petty sicko mode and decides to, run the tush push from the first play from scrimmage. That would be absolutely elite. I think that is something we all need to see. I think it's something that would get the world cooking from the NFL world standpoint. So yeah, I would love to see that. Eagles-Packers is going to be fascinating to me. There's a lot of components to this game. Jalen Phillips will be playing in his first game. Brandon Graham is back. No Jair Alexander. He's been ruled out with his knee injury, continuing to rehab from that, and a coach's decision. To me, it's a couple of things there. I'm not looking too far deep into that. Jair looked like pretty solid during practice from the videos that beat reporters were putting out there from the NovaCare complex. I think it's going to be fucking cold in Green Bay. There's a chance for snow. You don't want to risk a guy who's dealing with a knee injury in a brand new system getting hurt and ruining like your return on investment from that trade. I think it's smart to keep him out, give him another week to get acclimated. You traded for him during your bye week, too, so there wasn't really much game plan going on. I think this is a smart move. I think a lot of people were overreacting about it on social media, but I'm not too concerned. You have Michael Carter making his debut. Cooper DeJean's been great this year. Quinyon will do his thing, and I think the Eagles secondary will be fine. It's a matter of getting after the quarterback. We've seen it time and time again with Jordan Love. Whether it's the Eagles playing against him or just Jordan Love in general, if you make things uneasy for him and if you make Jordan Love have to be, quick-witted with his decisions and not let plays kind of come to him, he's prone to making mistakes. If you get after him and create havoc in the pocket and pressure him and get after him, he is more prone to making mistakes. It's something that you get a couple of sacks on him. He doesn't necessarily, at least from a spectator point of view, Jordan Love doesn't wipe that from his memory. It's like he doesn't move on to just the next play. It remains in the back of his head that, oh, they were able to beat our pass protection and take me down to the ground. I got to remember that. And when he's remembering that, it happens again. He's very easy to get after if you create that pressure, if you create that havoc. I think Jalen Phillips and Brandon Graham being in the rotation now will be huge. Nolan Smith is back. That's also a huge component of this football game, is Nolan Smith and his ability to rush the passer, I think, is going to open up a ton of things for this defense, especially on the back end, to create turnovers. If you're getting after Jordan Love, he's going to throw interceptions. He's no stranger to throwing interceptions. So I genuinely think this game, a huge X factor contingency is going to be, can the Eagles front get after Jordan Love? Can they create havoc in the trenches? Can they, beat their mismatches that are presented to them from the Packers offensive line and take Jordan Love to the ground, force him to make throws he doesn't want to make, create turnovers, and give your offense more of an opportunity to put points on the board? That's going to be a huge thing from the defensive side of the ball. Getting after Jordan Love, making sure you capitalize on that, whether it's turnovers, forcing them into 3 and outs, and just making Jordan Love uncomfortable. That's going to be a huge factor for this Eagles defense. And then offensively, you want to continue seeing what we saw, the past couple of weeks leading into the bye. You want to see the offensive explosions. You want to see the running game look good, kind of set the tone a little bit there. A.J. Brown will be back. That's a huge part of this offense that, everyone wants to undermine, and Diana Rossini looked like an absolute bozo once the trade deadline came to a conclusion, and a clip from the Ryan Russillo show comes out, and she's talking about essentially her source for A.J. Brown wanting out, quote unquote, and not wanting to be an Eagle was looking at his Instagram stories. So you can never trust anything Diana Rossini says when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles ever again. Her credibility to me is in the dumpster. But I'm excited for AJ to be back. I think it's going to open up things for Devontae Smith that much more. I think Dallas Goedert is going to be heavily involved in this game as well. And we're going to see Jalen Hurts continue to play at an MVP level. Jalen Hurts should be in the MVP discussion. I know there's other quarterbacks that are playing better. I know Jonathan Taylor's having an unbelievable season. But I do think even if Jalen Hurts isn't the favorite, I think we need to talk about the season that Jalen Hurts is having and why he's an MVP caliber player, because that's what he's doing. He's playing at an MVP caliber level, and I think he has the tools and the wherewithal to go into Green Bay, where he made his NFL debut, coming in relief of Carson Wentz and putting up big numbers and walking away with another massive NFC tie-breaking win against the Green Bay Packers in the spotlight, getting interviewed by Scott Van Pelt after the game, and people trying to find new excuses for why the Philadelphia Eagles are the best fucking team in the NFC and, quite frankly, the best team in football. They will try to find excuses to navigate around the fact that the Philadelphia Eagles are really good at this thing that we call football, and they just want to discredit it in any possible way, because when we go around the NFL today, the Miami Dolphins absolutely demolished the Buffalo Bills. They made Josh Allen look absolutely silly, and I didn't see much discourse around why Josh Allen was struggling. It was Josh Allen has no help. Josh Allen has no weapons. How come they didn't get Josh Allen any help? Why is it that Josh Allen is uplifted when he struggles, and Jalen Hurts is the reason the Eagles struggle if there's any sort of struggling? Even when the Eagles are winning, it's Jalen Hurts' fault. Someday a lot of you will figure it out. But I'm excited for this game. I think this is a big Saquon game. Quite frankly, I think they're going to be able to set the tone with the running game, and that will open up a lot of things with the passing game. I think this is a big A.J. Brown game. I think A.J. Brown has sat back after missing the game with injury against the Giants, having a bye week, having a trade deadline, with just his name being thrown through the mud by reporters and national media and everything, to really go out and put on a show. And I think Jalen Hurts knows that they're going to be able to put on a show. You set the tone with the run game. I know Cam Jurgens is out, but Landon Dickerson being back against the Giants really showed you how pivotal he is to the running game being successful. And if he's rocking and rolling, especially with a bye week of rest, this team is bound to perform at a high level, and I genuinely think the Eagles have what it takes to go into Lambeau, get a big-time NFC win against a team that a lot of people had as the number 2 team in the NFC behind the Eagles coming into the season, and haven't really lived up to the expectation, in my opinion. The Packers they're a very good team, but I don't think they're elite. I don't think they do a lot of things that the Eagles do well. I don't think they do a lot of things that the Rams do well. I don't think they do a lot of things that the 49ers do well. I don't think they do a lot of things that the Seahawks do well. So I don't think they do a lot of things that the Lions do well, honestly. But they're still a very formidable opponent. You can't overlook them, quite obviously. But if you can go and get wins now this season against the Rams, at Tampa Bay, and then at Green Bay, you get that Detroit Lions Infinity Stone, and the Eagles have damn near every tiebreaker you could want under the sun when it comes to the NFC playoff picture. And I just think Nick Sirianni has the tutelage to outcoach Matt LaFleur. I think Matt LaFleur is a very good coach, don't get me wrong, but I do think he gets overhyped in a lot of ways. And where he kind of flounders, Nick Sirianni thrives. And I think Vic Fangio is going to be ready with this defense. You're going to have a lot of fresh legs. You're going to have much of a deeper rotation than you've had on that defensive line over the past couple of weeks going into this game now. So I'm excited. I'm excited to have Eagles football back. It feels like it's been forever, because it's been since, the last time the Eagles played a game, I was 31. Think about that. It was October 26th was the last time the Eagles played a football game. So we're going to be sitting here November 10th, and it's finally time for another Eagles football game. Back-to-back primetime games, because they'll play Sunday Night Football in Week 11. And then Week 12 is the Cowboys, and then Black Friday. So 3 out of 4 of their next games are like prime time, depending on how you want to dice it up. And that Cowboys game is 4:25 at Jerry World, so that'll be the game of the week, I'm sure. But I'm excited to have Eagles football back. I think this game is very dependent on the pass rush, very dependent on being opportunistic on defense, and then running the football and letting that open up the pass, seeing what they do under center, as that's become a trend now that they have gotten a lot more comfortable going to, and it's really opened up the passing game. And I think that's exciting, that there's new elements to this team. And again, I just hope Nick Sirianni is ultimate petty guy, and they go for the tush push on the first play from the line of scrimmage. It's going to be amazing if they do. I will have an instant reaction video everywhere if they do, because I just need that. Like, I need oxygen to breathe. And, for the world to see, it's going to be a ton of fun, and there's no better way to rep the birds and celebrate the birds and just gear up for Monday Night Football than with our friends at Kenwood Beer, the official beer partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. It's a refreshing light beer, just 4.1% ABV, 120 calories, just 8 grams of carbs. You guys can go to kenwoodbeer.com. Use the Kenny Finder to see who's got Kenwood Beer on tap in the Philadelphia, New Jersey, Delaware, Pittsburgh, and Maryland areas. You can also find Kenwood Beer at your local liquor stores, convenience stores, and supermarkets in those markets. Again, that's kenwoodbeer.com. Must be 21 or older to do so. And as always, guys, please drink and celebrate responsibly. Eagles are back, ready to rock and roll. And the NFL provided us with quite a laugher of games on Sunday. As we go around the NFL and take a look at what happened this week. Thursday set the tone for this week being absolutely dreadful. The Broncos beat the Raiders on Thursday Night Football 10-7. The Colts beat the Falcons 31-25 in overtime in Germany. And then the Jets beat the Browns 27-20. The Panthers lose to the Saints 17-7. The Patriots hold on to beat the Buccaneers 28-23. That's a huge loss for the Bucs, just knocking them down in the NFC rankings. The Ravens beat the Vikings 27-19. The Dolphins decimate the Bills 30-13. The Bears hold on to beat the Giants 24-20. The Texans survive and get an unbelievable walk-off stat padding touchdown against the Jags 36-29. The Seahawks double up the Cardinals 44-22. The Lions double up the Commanders 44-22. The Rams take down the 49ers 42-26. And the Chargers win on Sunday Night Football out in LA 25-10 over the Pittsburgh Steelers. And obviously the Eagles will play against the Packers on Monday Night Football. But here's my thing when it comes to, you know, some of these games around the NFL. Why is Josh Allen not catching slander? And I love Josh Allen. I like Josh Allen a lot. I have from day one. I think he's an awesome quarterback. He's a great guy, great ambassador for Buffalo, great ambassador for the city. But when he has a clunker of a game like he did today, and the stats do not tell the story. He threw for 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, had an interception. He fumbled the football in a key moment in the game. He did not get the job done. Josh Allen was bad today. You look at a guy like Baker Mayfield against the Patriots today. Baker Mayfield has been talked about as a guy who has that clutch gene, that it factor. 273 yards, 3 touchdowns, could not get the job done today. You look at, you know, the way that people have been glorifying Mac Jones and the 49ers. You look at a lot of these teams, and no one's complaining about them losing the way that people complain about the Eagles, the way that people complain about Jalen Hurts. Now, why is that? Well, number one, people know that if you slander the Eagles, if you talk ill about the Eagles or Jalen Hurts or A.J. Brown or anybody, it's going to get you clicks. Quite frankly, there are enough Philadelphia Eagles fans out there, like I'm doing it right now, talking about it. It's not necessarily clicking, but it's the same concept. Enough people talking about it will circulate the news cycle, and Josh Allen doesn't move the needle like that. Josh Allen only moves the needle when you're comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. When you're comparing Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Patrick Mahomes. He's in that quarterback controversy, discussion, never-ending hellscape. When it comes to Jalen Hurts, people know that if you talk ill about him, he has such a devoted fan base that people will get angry and they will react and they will interact with whatever post or article or video or clip you put out there. That's all it is. And I just hope that when the Dolphins and Bills get discussed on network TV, when they get discussed on morning and afternoon and night radio on Monday, people have a spine and talk about how Josh Allen was bad. It's not that hard. And this is coming from someone who likes Josh Allen. Just like I love Jalen Hurts, I like Josh Allen. Josh Allen was bad. And guess what? I've sat in this same seat, and when Jalen Hurts has had bad games, I've said Jalen Hurts was bad. But we don't do that for other quarterbacks. And it's crazy to me that we don't. It's crazy that a bunch of these guys get passes for underperforming, and it's just, oh, he had an off game. Oh, it's okay. He doesn't have a supporting cast. But whenever the Eagles do anything, it's Jalen Hurts as a super team. Jalen Hurts has the perfect roster. Why can't he perform? What would happen if you gave Josh Allen the Eagles roster? It's always an excuse. And guess what, everyone? Excuses are like assholes. Everyone has one, and if you don't polish it up, that bad boy stinks. So I just hope people are holding themselves accountable and look themselves in the mirror and realize it's okay to say Josh Allen played poorly. And when Jalen Hurts goes and lights it up on Monday Night Football, it'll probably be crickets. That's just how it is. Our Around the NFL recap there, brought to you by our pals over at Paramount Plus. Guys, don't miss a single second of the NFL action. I know there's a couple disputes out there with some streaming platforms. Paramount Plus has you covered. Don't miss a single second of the NFL. Stream your local games on Paramount Plus all season long. And if you're a student, you still have time. Use our link in the description. You get 50% off any Paramount Plus plan when you sign up for Paramount Plus using our link. So if you're a student, use our link, sign up for Paramount Plus, and get 50% off any Paramount Plus plan now through the end of the year. It's that simple. You don't get deals like that every day. If you want to watch the NFL, sign up for Paramount Plus. Use the link in the description to do so. And if you're a student, you get 50% off any Paramount Plus plan. So don't miss out on any NFL action this entire season. Stream your local games on Paramount Plus. Check local listings, obviously, to make sure you get your games. And shout out to Paramount Plus for being a partner of the pod. Moving from the gridiron to the hardwood, we will talk about our Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers. Shout out Matty Cord. We got to get Matty Cord on this show. Sixers talk here going to be brought to you by our friends over at 47. Guys, I'm rocking a sweet Sixers 47 hat right now, the 3-time champions hat. It's just such a cool aesthetic vibe. And I just found out 47 on their website have this logo here on my shirt on a hat that I will be getting expeditiously. We love 47 here. It is the unofficial headwear partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. There's no contractual obligation for me to say that, but guys, whenever you're watching any of our creators that wear hats and content, we're wearing 47, especially your boy. 47 is my go-to headwear of choice. I'm not saying we made this happen with this Philadelphia Union piece here, but I'm also not saying that we made it happen. 47 is the place to shop this holiday season. Use our link in the description to shop with 47 and join the 47 family when you use our link. It's joining their rewards program. It's free to sign up. You earn points for every purchase you make. Goes towards getting discounts on every purchase you make. So use our link in the description. Shop with 47. When you join the 47 family, you get free shipping on all orders from our friends at 47. So again, use our link, shop with 47. Please use that link. That way 47 knows you're coming from us. Get free shipping on all orders when you join the 47 family. And we thank 47 for being a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. The Sixers split the Classic Edition back-to-back. They beat the Raptors. Your boy was in attendance with CFO Margie. And they lose on Sunday night to the Detroit Pistons in a very winnable game without Joel Embiid. But I will start with the first game, the Raptors game, in which I was in attendance. And Trenton Watford's a dog, okay? Trenton Watford is a dog. First career triple-double, 20 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists in 36 minutes. He was spectacular in this game. Just was all over the floor, making things happen everywhere. He joked, apparently, Kate Scott was talking about it on the broadcast, that he went up to Maxey and said, I could have had it earlier, but you guys were missing shots about his triple-double. He said, thank goodness for our rookie, because it went from it went to VJ Edgecombe on his final assist that he needed. Quentin Grimes did his thing, 13 points off the bench. Obviously, not every game is going to be explosive from Quentin Grimes, but 13 points was clutch. Justin Edwards came in, had a clutch 3 on one of the most insane passes from Joel Embiid that should have broken the internet more than it did. Tyrese Maxey, 31 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. Joel Embiid, 29 points in 26 minutes, 4 assists and 6 rebounds. Kelly Oubre Jr., 37 minutes, 19 points, 4 rebounds in this one as well. Dunks were flying. VJ Edgecombe had 11 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. This was an awesome game. This was a gutsy game. The Raptors came out launching three-pointers, and the Sixers literally had no answer early on. The Raptors put up 43 points in the first quarter. Then the defense really stepped up, limited them to 20 points in the second, and the Sixers just found a way. They grinded this one out. They were able to battle, and Trendon Watford was a huge reason why. He's an absolute dog. I want him on this show so badly. He just seems like ultimate vibes guy. I'm starting to really love his game and what he really means to this iteration of the Sixers and how pivotal of a role he's going to play this season. I really love Trendon Watford, and watching him play has been an absolute delight. But it was Classic Edition night for the first time, so you know I had to be in the building. These bad boys are my childhood, okay? Allen Iverson, Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, rocking these bad boys, Mutombo, the whole 9 yards, and then obviously later on when Andre Iguodala's wearing them, Kyle Korver, Samuel Dalembert. That is like my core childhood. And to see the way and attention to detail the Sixers had to the jerseys, to the warm-ups, to the court, to just the aesthetics that they were putting out on the Jumbotrons and everything, it was a slam dunk, all pun intended. I felt like I was transported back to the early 2000s. And I love these uniforms so much. You know, we talk about throwback uniforms all the time on a bunch of different shows here, but you know, we talk about the powder blues, we talk about the Kelly greens, we talk about the OG Flyers blackout uniforms. The Sixers black Allen Iverson jersey it's not only a just beautiful vintage classic jersey, it's a piece of like culture. It's a cultural piece from on and off the court. You know, from the NBA court to the hip-hop scene, which we'll talk about hip-hop in a moment, to just the streetwear, to it is such a cultural, iconic piece of sports memorabilia. And the fact that we're 25 years later and these jerseys hold up so well to this day. Not many throwbacks can hold up well, and I think in Philadelphia especially, we are so lucky to have, quite frankly, the best lineup of throwback and classic uniforms in all of sports. The powder blue Phillies jerseys, the Kelly green Eagles jerseys, the Iverson-era Sixers, the classic Flyers jerseys. Every single one holds up to a T, and it's not even like nostalgia bait, because you guys know my take on Kelly green. You know my take on it. I love it, but it's something that needs to be done here and there. You can't go back to it. These Sixers uniforms it's something I would love to see them go back to full time. Let me tell you, because this logo, the look on the court, just the whole vibe of it is so much cooler than what the Sixers are wearing right now. It's so much cooler. But man, I loved it. Hip hop, ringing the bell, seeing hip hop in person for the first time in a long time was really, really cool. They honored the man in the suit at halftime too, which was really, really cool. But to see hip hop out there with Franklin, it just brings you back. It just brings you back to such simpler times. And it was just so well done by everyone involved. And that's why the tip of the cap here from 47 goes to the Sixers marketing and just their whole, team that put together the classic additions to make this possible. To see Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey in those uniforms was just like, we deserve that as Sixers fans. Kelly Oubre was born to wear these jerseys, and I made such a good comparison, I think. Let me know what you guys think. I said, and this is all from a genuine and just like complimentary place, Kelly Oubre Jr. is this era of the Sixers Mike Scott. He's this era's Mike Scott, and I say that because he is the vibes guy. He's an energy guy. He's yatted to the nines. He's got that spunk and that flair and that mean mugging attitude, and I just love it. And Kelly Oubre reminds me of the boy Mike Scott so much. And being at this game, looking back and forth, I end up meeting back up with Zainab, the queen of the Hive, which I haven't seen Z since I think right before the Pandy Wandy. So to see somebody who has like been such a huge friend and supporter of this show, and being back at a Sixers game with a mini Hive reunion, we need Mike Scott getting a 10-day, Daryl. We need Mike Scott getting a 10-day because Mike Scott deserves to wear these uniforms. But seeing Z was awesome, and it was just a perfect night. It was just such a great game, good energy, and it was just so much fun watching this team. And I've been to 3 games already this year. Team's 3-0 in my presence, with me in attendance. 3-0. Just saying. Awesome night, and it was a game that they needed, and it looked like they knew that they needed it. They went out and got it, and it was a much needed win for this team, and I'm very impressed by the way that they played. Everyone, for the most part, performed really, really well. And on Sunday, kind of a weird game. A game that they should have won. They had every ounce of possibility to win this game. They played extremely well defensively in the second quarter, held Detroit to just 17 points. But then, again, the third quarter bit them in the ass. Defensively, offensively, Kelly Oubre Jr. did not have his best game. Trendon Watford obviously kind of came back and regressed to the means. No Joel Embiid in this game. Maxey still put up 33 points. VJ Edgecombe, 11 points. Jabari Walker, 12 points. Jared McCain still looking for some points. Quentin Grimes, 13 points. You needed a little more from him. That's the thing. When Embiid is out, you need more from Kelly Oubre and Quentin Grimes, and they kind of just did not have everything that you needed from them. Jabari Walker stepped up big, though, in this game, and Andre Drummond was sensational once again. But when you're trying to win basketball games and you kind of have to put the world on Tyrese Maxey's shoulders, you don't want to do that because that's what you've been doing with Joel Embiid for so many years. But there's not really that second complementary player just yet. VJ Edgecombe is going to have his, ups and downs as a rookie. He's not going to score 34 points every game. But you need someone to be able to step up when Embiid is out. And it was just one of those games that they are going to look back at similarly to Chicago, but not exactly like the Chicago game because they should have won that. They had such a massive lead. But these are 2 games that I look at here in the early go that the Sixers should have 2 more wins than they do. And hopefully on Thursday's show, we'll have Aaron Grugan back on to kind of catch us up to speed going into another NBA Cup game against these Detroit Pistons. But the Sixers, I feel good. They're 6-4. It's not ideal as what 7-3 or 8-2 would look like. But again, there's no expectation for this team. They're sitting at 6-4, tied with the Bucks and the Heat. They're a half game behind the Bulls, half game behind the Knicks, a game behind the Cavs. they're in a playoff spot right now. Okay, they're in a playoff spot, and the NBA Cup is still wide open for them. They have a game against the Pistons at the end of this coming week. The Pistons are 1-0, the Magic are 1-0, Celtics are 1-1, the Sixers are 0-1, Nets are 0-1. I think the Sixers can really take advantage, beat the Pistons in a rematch there in the NBA Cup play, and then we'll see what they do against the Magic and the Nets. But I feel good about the Sixers right now. They're giving me good energy. It's still a lot of fun. Joel Embiid looks like he's having fun, and that's what matters to me most. So the Sixers being fun again is quite something as we sit here in early November. Talking hella basketball on this show. It feels good. It feels good to have this team being talked about again. And I think, we'll get things will level out in a lot of ways. A lot of the improvement areas will level out. Some other things will kind of regress to the mean, but I think this team is still in pretty good shape for where they are through 10 games, 6-4. I think a lot of people would have signed up for that regardless at the beginning of the year. So we'll see. There's still a lot of things to clean up, but 6-4 is not the worst that they could be. Okay, I feel pretty okay with where they're at right now. And when it comes to the Sixers, when it comes to the Birds, when it comes to just hanging out with your people, there's a perfect place to go and, catch a game, enjoy time with your people, and that is our friends at FiveIron Golf. Guys, FiveIron Golf is the place to hang out, kick it with your people, watch some games, hit the golf simulator, and do club fittings and enjoy yourself. Golf, obviously you want to play outdoors, but the outdoor season comes to a close, quicker than you think. And when you have a place like FiveIron Golf, which blends cutting-edge simulators, top-tier instruction, and a lively sports bar, you can play iconic courses, improve with expert coaches, or enjoy a night out with friends. FiveIron delivers an unbeatable and unbelievable, quite frankly, golf and social experience. Use our link in the description to book your next visit to FiveIron Golf. Use that link so that they know you're coming from us. It means the world when you book with FiveIron Golf using our link. So shout out to FiveIron Golf. Go catch a Sixers game and hang out with your people. Hit the golf simulator at FiveIron Golf. A bunch of locations in the Philadelphia area. So check out their website. Book a stay at FiveIron Golf for the night with your people. And when you're there, tag us in your pictures. Tag us that you're at FiveIron Golf. Want to see your outings with our friends at FiveIron Golf. Shout out to them for being a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Moving to Bryce Harper. Yes, Bryce Harper. Apparently, Major League Baseball employee told Bryce Harper that the way that he talked to Rob Manfred is how people end up in a ditch. What is going on? Alan Walsh, who is a super agent who represents National Hockey League players, made the allegations on his podcast, The Agent Provocateur, that Walsh mentioned a widely reported incident over the summer when Baseball Insiders claimed MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred came into the Phillies locker room and attempted to talk to the players about a salary cap. The Associated Press, citing an anonymous source, alleged Harper cussed out Manfred, a claim Harper never denied. Now, Walsh, who is not Harper's agent, we obviously know he's not Harper's agent, it's Scott Boras, says he heard there's more to the story, claiming Harper and several other players were speaking with Manfred and others after the incident when an MLB official angrily confronted Bryce Harper. Walsh claims this official, one he doesn't name, though he does say it's not Rob Manfred, told Harper he shouldn't ever speak like that to the commissioner in public again. The person then allegedly said, "That's how people end up in a ditch. a pretty major threat against one of the sport's biggest stars, if that is legit, according to TMZ's wording there. Worth noting, Walsh isn't in the locker room, adding he's heard this story from people who say they were there. He offers no other tangible evidence to back his claim. This is kind of crazy. When you have somebody that is tied to the Major League Baseball commissioner telling Bryce Harper that the way he's talking to the commissioner is how people end up in a ditch, like, what mafioso type shit are we on with the MLB commissioner's office? Who is walking around with Rob Manfred saying that if Bryce Harper talks like that to the commissioner, like, that's how people end up in a ditch? What are we doing? That's, number one, if true, one of the wildest threats made against one of the biggest faces of the sport from the commissioner's office or someone associated with the commissioner. Number two, if I'm Bryce Harper, I'm suing the shit out of that guy. That's just a pure threat. Like, if I'm Bryce Harper and I'm in his shoes and someone says that to me, I'm feeling attacked. I'm feeling uneasy about, are people going to be, following me around? Are people going to be trying to throw me in a ditch? That's crazy if that is true. Which, like, if you're going out on a podcast and you're an agent of athletes, obviously not Bryce Harper's agent, but you're an agent for athletes, you better have your I's dotted and your T's crossed and your P's and Q's in line if you're going to go on record and say that allegedly happened. But nonetheless, an absolutely crazy development from that summertime meeting, which all stems from the salary cap being brought up as a point of discussion, and the Phillies players, obviously, who make a pretty penny and want this team to still remain competitive, do not want to see a salary cap in baseball, and nobody should want to see a salary cap in baseball, quite frankly. Salary caps are pro-owner. It limits players' ability to make more money. Nobody should want to see a salary cap in baseball. It doesn't need one. It needs owners that are going to be willing to spend their billions of dollars and stop being cheapskates. It's quite simple. But the fact that we have somebody close to the commissioner threatening Bryce Harper and saying that's how people end up in a ditch is fucking insane. Absolutely crazy. I want to know who this person was. I hope this comes out. I hope it comes out who this person that said that was, because man, oh man, do I want to know who it was. Just crazy stuff, man. Just absolutely crazy. Also crazy, the Philadelphia Union are playoff crazy, everyone. They know their opponent. They know when the opponent will be coming to Subaru Park, and it is NYCFC, New York City FC, November 23rd, Sunday, November 23rd, right before Thanksgiving. The Philadelphia Union will play host to NYCFC. I believe it is a night game, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, 7:30 p.m., November 23rd at Subaru Park. I love this. I think it's going to be a fun matchup. It's a big rivalry, Philly, New York. Who doesn't love that? The Union obviously have history against New York City FC 2021, 2022. If you know, you know. And 2022, the Union obviously advanced to go all the way to the MLS Cup and unfortunately fell short, but it's New York City FC, and I think these teams match up well against each other. As I Google something real quick to see the history here head to head. So it's even. It's 12, 12, and 2. The Union have the aggregate tiebreaker. I just genuinely think the Union are that team right now. They are a team that is prepared to go the distance. They have the Coach of the Year. Bradley Carnell wins the Coach of the Year award. They have 2 players in the best 11 of the whole fucking MLS season. This team is built to win a title, and I think you play them in a one-and-done, winner advances, loser goes home scenario. I'm taking the Union every single time. I believe in this roster. I believe in the guys and the leadership on this team. I think they have what it takes to go the distance and really bring this thing home. And I'm just pumped for this team to have this run go through Subaru Park. The fact that we get to do this at home in front of the best fans in the MLS and make it an incredible environment. Sunday night football against your rival, against a team that nobody likes, and you can go and stick it to them again and advance to the Eastern Conference Final. All you got to do is win one game. It's one game at a time now. Win this game and you advance. Win the next game, you advance. But you got to take it one game at a time. And I'm excited for what this team's going to be able to do. I got to reach out to some people. We're going to try to get some previews on leading up to that game. Shout out to the boy Jimmy King. Talking to you, my friend. But I really want to gear up for this Union playoff run the best way possible, because this team is electric. This team is going to really do some damage. And if you're able to go to the game, genuinely cannot recommend it enough. As I take a look here and just see from my own personal viewing how much tickets are for the Philadelphia Union game here. Right now, you can get one solo ticket for $73. It's not too shabby for a semifinal playoff game. 2 tickets, $71 each. $142 to go watch the Union in the playoffs at home. That's not too shabby, everybody. But yeah, I'm super excited for the Union. I think it just feels like it's their time. It feels like it is the Philadelphia Union's season to continue pushing forward and make their surge to become MLS Cup champions. It all continues November 23rd, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time at Subaru Park against New York City FC. Let's go, everyone. Let's go. We have a team in the postseason right now. We need to support this team like no other. And if you're going to the game, if you're tailgating, if you're hanging out, having watch parties, whatever it may be, you need to break out the Biñho board, okay? Our friends at Biñho are doing it big. It's the next big tabletop game for your man cave, your she shed, your parties, your tailgates, whatever it may be. You break out the Biñho board, you're going to be the talk of the event. It's paper football meets foosball for the next big tabletop flicking experience. You guys can use our link in the description. That way Biñho knows you're coming from us. And when you fill up your cart, get your officially licensed Philadelphia Union boards. Plus, they have officially licensed boards for all MLS teams. They have officially licensed board for Premier League teams, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, PSG over in France. They've got Juventus boards and so much more. You can customize your own boards as well. Use our link in the description to shop with Biñho. Fill your cart up to the gills. And when you go to checkout, use code Biñho Bennett 62 and you'll get 10% off your next order from our friends at Biñho. Again, that's Biñho Bennett 62 to get 10% off your next order from our friends at Biñho. And big thank you to Biñho for being a proud partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia.
The Vineland Municipal Utilities is committed to helping your business succeed. As a community-owned utility, our focus is on service, not profit. From site planning to powering your operations, we can help you achieve your strategic goals. Whether it's a customized cost analysis of your usage needs, engineering support to ensure a smooth interconnection, or offering lower rates than neighboring utilities, we want to be your partner in creating an environment for long-term success. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season.
La-di-da-di-da. The Philadelphia Flyers are, like, good. They're playing good hockey. Yes, they did not win their last game, but nonetheless, they're playing good hockey. And they're playing winning hockey. They're fourth in the Met. You would think this team is in last place, though, the way that Flyers Twitter is like having a meltdown this weekend over comments made by Sean Couturier about Matvei Michkov, allegedly. I watched the clip. It does not sound poor at all, and people just have their shorts in a bunch about a total nothing burger. It's the captain wanting the best for the brightest young star on the team, and because you don't like his tone, all of a sudden he's a bad captain, he's from a bad regime, he's got to go, or we got to trade Michkov to a team that's going to appreciate him, blah, blah, blah. What are we talking about? Okay, and I'll be the first to say, I'm not the most resident Flyers Twitter person, and quite frankly, it feels like it's a good thing that I'm not, because the meltdowns I was seeing from people about this interview clip, you would think these people never watched sports before. It's crazy to me. I just, and then you got people going out and sports radioifying this whole situation, and I'm like, can we just be normal? Can Flyers fans just appreciate that this team right now has 18 points? They're in fourth place and in a playoff spot in the early go. It is far too early. We are 15 games in the season, and you're acting like it's the end of the world right now. I need someone to explain all of this to me like I'm 5. Because why are we freaking out about the most nothing burger thing when this team is playing quality hockey right now? We should be excited as all get out that this fucking team is being talked about in November in a positive way, that this team is winning games, that they are gritty, all pun intended, that they are fighting and clawing against every opponent they play. And yet here we are bitching and moaning about absolute nothing burger type situations. I just genuinely don't get it. Charlie O'Connor, who does a great job covering the Flyers for PHLY, put it best on his Twitter. I want to pull it up here because it's so factual. It's so factual. Y'all on Flyers Twitter need to get some chill. Things should not be this insane 15 games into a season where the team has a winning record. Calm down. To which someone said, have you ever heard a captain call out a player like that after they scored a goal in the previous game? And then the PR today talking about how much Michkov respects him and them taking down the Coots interview. To which Charlie said, PR? Jordan asked Tocchet about it, and Tocchet gave an answer. As for why the interview was taken down, I have no clue. Maybe because crazy people on social media were making a big thing out of it? It's insane to me. I don't get, like, this team's playing well, and it's like you guys don't want them to play well. It's like you don't want them to be relevant in the long term. Like, grow up. Grow up. It's crazy to me how some people act. It's crazy to me how some people act about teams. in general, just every team. But you would think for a team that has had no social credit with the Philadelphia fan base for nearly a decade, you would think for a team that is looking for some relevance for the first time in a while, that are doing so by their play on the ice, that the people who give them the relevance would want it to be in a positive light. Flyers fans always talk about, they're the, like, Flyers Twitter is the ultimate pick-me fan base. They want everyone to like their sport. They want everyone to like the Flyers. They want everyone to support the Flyers before anything else. But then when you do stupid shit like this, that's why people get turned off by hockey. It's because you act like absolute imbeciles. This team is above 500 15 games into an 82-game season. They're playing a fun brand of hockey that a lot of casual fans are clinging to, and they're giving you excitement. Enjoy it, you motherfuckers. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. I need someone to explain this bullshit drama to me like I'm 5, though, because maybe I'm missing something. But I tend to agree with Charlie O'Connor in a lot of things. He does a great job covering this team, and I think his tweet sums up this whole situation perfectly. A lot of you motherfuckers just are looking for a cloud to complain to, like your Grandpa Simpson and yelling at the clouds. Just shut the fuck up and enjoy this team. Enjoy them for what they are. They're going to be fun. They're going to be scrappy, and Michkov will get his. Michkov will get up to speed. Don't worry. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me, guys. What are we doing? Oh, it's absolutely bonkers. Flyers talk there. Someone leave me a voicemail. Speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. Explain the Flyers Twitter drama to me like I'm 5 years old. On both ends of the aisle, whether you are feeling this drama or whether you think it's absolutely insane. Let me know. Speakpipe.com/undergroundsportsphiladelphia. Flyers talk there, brought to you by our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. Guys, there's no better way to stand out in the crowd, whether you're going to Xfinity Mobile Arena to rep the Flyers in person, watching from the bar, watching from home, hanging out with friends. PHI Apparel Company's got you covered. Rep the Flyers, the Sixers, the Eagles, the Phillies, the Union, and your favorite Philly sports podcast, that being Underground Sports Philadelphia, and stand out in the crowd with their unique designs for all. When you go to phiapparel.co and go to checkout, use code Underground to get 10% off your next merch order from our awesome merch partners at PHI Apparel Company. Again, that's phiapparel.co, code Underground for 10% off your next merch order, and stand out in the crowd with the official merch partner of Underground Sports Philadelphia. Last bits here. We went into more depth on it on OTB, so if you want a more in-depth discussion on it, the Philadelphia Water Dogs have a GM. They hired a GM, Dave Cottle, third GM in PLL history, first one in Water Dogs history. Bill Tierney is remaining the head coach of the team. But they hire a GM who has a ton of winning experience from Major League Lacrosse. And I think the Water Dogs having a GM is only going to make Bill Tierney a better coach. And I think this is a good hire. I think it's a fun one. I want to work to get Dave Cottle on this show, to get him on OTB, obviously. But the Flyers, the Water Dogs hire their first GM in Dave Cottle. And the Philadelphia Wings are back. But before I get into them, actually, yeah, I'll talk about them now. The Philadelphia Wings are back. I was at Media Day, which was a ton of fun. Big thank you to the Wings organization for having us out. We have a ton of interviews that we got done in pairs. So there's 3 interview sessions with 6 players. First one on this show will air on Thursday's episode. It will be Scott Dominy and Sam LeClaire. Will air on Wednesday. And then on Monday of next week, it will be Eric Fennell, newest Philadelphia Wing, along with Mitch Armstrong. And then next Thursday, we'll wrap up with Brennan O'Neill and Dalton Young. Media Day was awesome. I got to go through the whole gauntlet of what the players go through. I did a crease dive that I ended up bruising my ribs. You only dive once. I'm not mad about it. It was so fun. And CFO Margie said if I didn't do it, you'd regret not doing it, and that's absolutely true. So I'm happy I did it. And it was just an incredible time. It was the coolest Media Day experience I've had. Not just with the Wings, but just in general of any team's Media Day I've been a part of. It was truly a special, special event. They did such an awesome job. I can't thank the Wings organization enough for all they do for us here and believing in what we do for the sport and what we do for Philly sports, and genuinely just a class act organization. And I can't wait to share the interviews with you guys. I can't wait to share all the behind-the-scenes stuff that I got to do, from the crease dive video to the photos that I had taken to all the Jumbotron, stuff that I was able to go through. I don't know if that stuff's going to be featured during the season. It'd be kind of sick if it was, not going to lie. But nonetheless, an incredible, incredible Media Day with the Philadelphia Wings. Cannot thank them enough. Thursday's episode, Sam LeClaire and Scott Dominy on the show with an interview. These interviews will also be simulcast across OTB and this show, so you'll hear them on both shows if you're a listener of both podcasts. But we're just changing up who airs when and on what show. So amazing time. And we're going to have a lot of things planned with the Philadelphia Wings this year that you don't want to miss. We're working on a lot of things, just kind of getting semantics and what's going to be feasible and possible, but we are working to do a ton with the Wings this year that will involve the listeners, so keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. But the Wings are back December 13th, 1 p.m. at Xfinity Mobile Arena for their home opener, for the season opener for them as well, against the Colorado Mammoth. Keep those eyes and ears peeled is what I will say. But shout out to the Wings. Big ups to the Philadelphia Wings. W's in the chat for the Wings. That's all I got for you guys on this one. Make sure you're following us on the socials at Underground PHI across the board. We're on every social platform. Please follow us. Please follow us. Please follow us. You can follow me on Twitter at KBICZL311. Subscribe to the pod. Subscribe to the pod. Subscribe to the pod. Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts in audio form. Leave us a 5-star review. Goes a long way for helping this show continue to grow. Hopes more people find Underground Sports Philadelphia and our entire catalog of podcasts. Subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel so you can watch the show every single week, twice a week. YouTube.com/@Underground Sports Philadelphia. Leave a like on the video. Drop a comment in the comment section. Click that bell icon so you know whenever new videos go live. I apologize for the delay in some episodes getting up recently. We're going to get back on schedule, I promise. But when you guys subscribe, you get me that much closer to getting out of my day job full-time, and being able to do this full-time is my dream. So keep subscribing and make that a reality for me, because you would all get forehead smooches virtually. Right on the forehead. I would love you all forever. Let's make that dream a reality sooner rather than later. But as you all know, this show is proudly presented by the city of Vineland. And this coming weekend, guys, the Garden State Comic Fest is coming to the all-new Vineland Convention Center Saturday, November 15th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. and Sunday, November 16th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Meet Melissa Joan Hart, plus fan favorite stars like Dan Parent, the legendary Archie's comic artist and writer, Kevin Clash, the voice of Elmo, Splinter, and Baby Sinclair, and Keith Williams, the iconic comic book inker from Marvel, and more. Comics, cosplay, collectibles, and over 6,000 fans Visit gscfvineland.com for all the details. Again, the Garden State Comic Fest is coming to the all-new Vineland Convention Center Saturday, November 15th and Sunday, November 16th. For all the details, visit gscfvineland.com. Vineland, New Jersey, where it's always growing season. And big thank you to Security 21 Security Systems and Paul J. Gillespie Incorporated for their continued support of this podcast. This has been episode number 793 of Underground Sports Philadelphia, a classic edition, baby. I'll catch you guys on Thursday. First Wings interview on this show, Sam LeClaire and Scott Dominy. Hopefully Aaron Grugan back on the show. We'll let you guys know on the socials when Aaron will be back on. Also when Seamus will be back on. Hopefully Harrison's joining us too. It's been a while since we had the boy on. But a whole lot coming this week across the board at the company, so be sure to keep your eyes and ears peeled for that. But this has been episode number 793 of Underground Sports Philadelphia. I'm your boy KB. I'll catch you guys on Thursday. Go Birds, go Sixers, go Flyers, go Union, go Phils, go Wings, go Water Dogs. I'll catch you guys on Thursday. But until then, I'm getting the heck up out of here, and I am signing off. Peace. Go Birds.